Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my essential products for back to school. These are the makeup products that I use every single day when I get ready. A lot of times I don't like to do a full face of makeup, but these are the products that I stick to look, put together and look like I tried without having to spend too much time in the morning. So I hope you all like this video. I did try to stick mostly to drugstore products just because if you're going back to school, you're probably on a budget. So again, I hope you all find this video really helpful, and let's just go ahead and get started. The first product I'm going to talk about is a concealer, and the reason I choose this instead of just like a full face foundation is because a lot of times in the morning, if I don't have any real problems with my skin, I don't want to put on foundation just because I don't want to have to worry about it throughout the day, worry about me getting oily or anything like that. So a concealer works for me just to cover up any areas that I might get red or have a blemish or even have dark circles. And the concealer I use all the time is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I like this concealer because it is from the drugstore, so it is affordable, but it's also very blendable and easy to work with, and it also has a good variety of shades as well as a good period of time that it lasts. So I love this concealer for that, but usually after I apply that concealer, I do like to go all over my face with just a light layer of powder. And the two powders that I usually use are either the L'Oreal True Match powder or the Covergirl TruBlend powder. Both of these have their own foundation line, so if you are into foundations for all the time, you can find your shade and match it with a powder, which is really, really handy. But I choose these powders because after I put on concealer, if it doesn't match my skin tone exactly, if you go over it with a powder, it does seem to blend very well with your skin. And these powders also improve the longevity of the concealer. They make it last longer. So even though I don't do like a full face of foundation, I might do a concealer and then I'll go over my whole face in a powder. And I found that that works really well for me. So even though I don't wear a lot of face makeup, I do like to wear a bronzer every day. I just love bronzer. I feel like it adds warmth and life to my skin, while at the same time it can help contour a little bit and just make me look better. So there are a few bronzers that I really like. There's the Chocolate Soleil bronzer from Too Faced, which you've all heard me talk about like a million times. And then there's the Wet n Wild bronzer. They have a bunch of different shades, but my favorite is the Ticket to Brazil one. And then if you are more into blush or want to wear both, a good little duo from the drugstore is the E.L.F. Contouring Blush and Bronzer. I think you can get these products at Walmart or Target. So this one's really good. It's got a nice color of blush and then a nice bronzer, and they both go really well together. So if you do want to do more, this is a great one to have, and I think it's like $3, so really affordable. Now we'll move on to lip products. I don't usually like to wear a lipstick unless I'm feeling just super fancy, just because I find that it's just too much high maintenance. I might be in the middle of class and wonder, oh, do I have lipstick on my teeth or something like that. So I usually stick to glosses or like little balms like this. And the reason I like these is because they keep your lips from feeling chapped, but they do add a little bit of color. So the ones I really like are the Maybelline Color Whispers. They've got a great line and a great formulation, and I just really like them. And I also really like NYX Butter Glosses just because they're so smooth, they're so glossy, and they taste good too. So those are my favorite little lip products for back to school. Now moving on to eye makeup. Eye makeup is sort of my favorite thing to do just because I can do so many different looks with any sort of palette or whatever, and it's just my favorite. But I do find that before I apply any sort of eyeshadow, I do need to apply a base. I don't want to get to the end of the school day and realize that I've rubbed off all my eyeshadows sometime in between. So my favorites are the Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer. This one you don't hear a lot about, but it is so good. And anytime you buy a Lorac palette, they come with a little tiny sample that lasts forever. So I really like this one. There's always the Urban Decay Primer Potion, And even E.L.F. has a really good one that I like even better than the Urban Decay one, and it's only $1. So there's just a bunch of different ones that you can try out. Or if you want more of a base, you can always go with a Paint Pot by MAC or a Maybelline Color Tattoo. This is one that I used a ton this summer. It's from their new leather collection in creamy beige. It's just a really light brown color that's just a really good base. It keeps your eyeshadows on, keeps them vibrant and lasting, so I really like those. My favorite palette for back to school has to be my Naked palette. And the reason I chose this one is because it has really pretty warm colors for back to school and sort of in the fall weather. I think these are just gorgeous. And also the reason I chose like a full-size palette rather than like a quad or individual eyeshadows is because even though this is more expensive than like a quad would be, you have just so many colors here. You have a liner color or darker colors that you can use as liners. You have lighter colors you can use as highlighters, and then you have all these colors in between that you will never get bored with, but you can change up throughout the days. So the reason I chose this kind of a splurge item is because you can use it the whole school year. You won't run out of any of the colors, and you won't get bored with it either, but you're able to kind of keep your look updated. So sometimes it's worth the splurge, but if you are more of like a drugstore eyeshadow person and are content to wear the same thing all the time, I love different little trios from Wet n Wild. I think there's some great neutral colors in there, and I also like some of the ones by Maybelline. So if you are looking for a drugstore alternative, and also Maybelline just came out with a nude palette actually that has I think 12 different colors. I've heard mixed reviews about it, but you know, for $10 it might be worth giving it a try. And last but not least is the one makeup product I probably can't live without, and that is mascara. There's a ton of different good ones from the drugstore, but I just love mascara because it makes you look more awake, makes you look more feminine, and you can wear it without wearing anything else and look good. So my favorite right now is the Miss Manga mascara by L'Oreal. It adds length and volume, but I also have a ton of other drugstore mascara favorites, and I'm sure you do too. So those are my back to school essential makeup products. I hope you all found this video helpful, and I also have sort of a video in mind for back to school products that aren't necessarily makeup related, so if you all would like to see that video, just let me know, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!